Hello everyone, it is Mike here and welcome to a very special Rumble. This is my favorite Rumble. It's the big boys. The super heavyweights are here. My favorite Rumble to do. Always. If you want to know what my favorite theme is, it is the super heavyweight Rumble. Because it's going to never give up. Yeah, never give up. It is going to be, this might be a longer one than usual. We've had a lot between 30 and 35 this year. But here comes Owen, and he is going to try to run. And yeah, we're basically, you have to be a super heavyweight to be in here. Whether you're muscular or you're just big, you have to be in that weight class to be a part of this Rumble. And Owen is kicking things off. Of course, creation was done by Lucas. Really great creation there. And we're going to see who comes in next to face off with Owen. But this is, like I said, this is my favorite because this is the most destructive Rumble ever. Speaking of destruction, the Juggernaut is here. The Juggernaut, one of my favorites. Oh, man, and he is always welcomed in my Rumbles. Always welcomed. And here he comes. Oh, man. So, he's going to be tough. But here's the thing. Nobody can really stand out in this because everybody's big. So, everybody's going to have issues. When we're going to have Bane in here. I'm not going to spoil everybody we're going to have, but like Bane is like the smallest guy here. When Bane is the smallest guy, you know, like he's one of the smallest guys. There's probably someone else that's just as small as him, but I mean, he's technically not small. I'm just saying that's the situation going on here. And we're about to get our third person. We're going to have some surprises here also. So, and number 3 is Bowser, King Bowser. But you should have expected him to be there. So Bowser is here. And yeah, they're just shoving each other back and forth because no one really has the advantage when it comes to the weight class. So we got Owen, we got Bowser, we got Juggernaut. And look at Juggernaut. Oh my goodness, throwing in haymakers. And Owen going after Juggernaut. And number 4 is Galactus. Of course, you gotta have Galactus. This guy eats planets. He's a lot bigger than he is here. I mean, he could eat WrestleMania if he wanted. I mean, WrestleMania would be like you eating the Milky Way for him. I mean, he's just a big guy. And he's supposed to be a lot bigger. Obviously, we can't have him because his foot wouldn't even fit in the ring. He's so giant. Which I'm excited to see him in the new Fantastic Four movie. I think it's going to be great. Finally, I hated the other version of him. And number 5 is Colossus. You got Colossus at number 5. Yeah, the other version of Galactus, as much as I defend those cheesy Fantastic Four films, that was not good. That was not good. We need a Galactus that's, you know, obviously he's kind of hard to do because of how big he is, but I think they could make a really cool one. They're probably going to have to change some stuff, though. And Donkey Kong is number 6. Donkey Kong. So we got 2 from the Nintendo world here. And like I said, it's my favorite Rumble because it's so congested. It's so crazy. Obviously, it's, you know, nobody has a weight advantage in this because everybody's a giant. And Juggernaut, he went right to Bowser instead. Turned his back on Donkey Kong. And number 7 is the big baby. He's back. He is back, the big giant baby. I did not make him this year. I did not make him. And Juggernaut's the first one out. That's such a disappointment. I did not make him this year. Usually I do, but a lot of people do. So I've been busy, so I've been like, you guys have at it this year. But next year I'll be back, hopefully. Who knows? I might make it, but it's just basically that one. So it's no point in making it now. I'd probably make him a little bit heavier. And number 8 is Shaq. Speaking of another super heavyweight, Shaq is in the house. He's one of the smallest in here, it looks like. So, of course, Shaquille O'Neal. He's over 7 foot. But I think there's a 7-foot thing that you can't go over 7 foot this year or something. It used to be 7'4" was the max, and now I think you can't do a character over 7 foot. I think it has to be 7 foot at the max. Don't quote me on that, but here's my opinion on some changes that 2K needs to do with creation-wise. And Bowser's done. Number 9 is Grimace. Yuck. Nobody cares about that big purple goofball. But here's some changes that I think 2K needs to make for the next year. I think we need to be able to customize parts of the body. I think you should be able to make your head giant. I think you should be able to make your head, the size of your finger. I mean, that was always a cool thing that 2K14 had. You can make people's hands really giant or their toes really small. I always thought that was cool. It may affect the mechanics, and that's probably why they dropped it, because it caused issues probably. I'm sure that's the reason. But they need to bring something like that back, and also they need to give you an 8-foot option or a 9 or 10 foot. But also, that could affect the mechanics, especially if you have someone like Rey Mysterio fighting a 9-foot giant. And obviously nobody's 9 foot or 8 foot. There might be someone that's 8 foot. It's very rare. And number 10 is the Ox King. Yuck. Chi-Chi's dad. Ugh. We got some bums in this one for sure. Goku's father-in-law and Chi-Chi's dad, the Ox King. And we got also Grimace. They would make a great tag team. Loserville. That's what they would be called. And Owen is done. So number 1 and number 2 have been eliminated. Yeah, the Ox King. So lame. But yeah, I mean, they need to do that with body parts, and also they need to try to make people super small or super big, but I don't see them doing it because the mechanics it would probably screw up the mechanics if they did. So that's probably why they won't do those features anymore, especially with the next gen stuff. But I don't know what the whole fact is on that. And Donkey Kong is done. So who else are we going to get in here? That's a great question. Who else is going to show up to this Rumble? And Shaq just got destroyed. And the big baby here. Uh-oh. Oh man, Big Baby's still alive. And number 11 is Peter Griffin, which we expected him to arrive from Family Guy. Of course, he's going to be in the super heavyweight class. And Grimace just shoved him. I'm doing a bunch of Rumbles today because I'm trying to get a lot done ahead of time because I'm going to be a little bit busy. By the time you see this Rumble, I won't be as busy. Because I'm definitely doing this one like 2 weeks in advance. But we'll see who we get in next. Galactus is still hanging in there. Number 12 is Buff Among Us. One thing that I do, and sometimes people say like, where's my Rumble, or where's the tournament, or or where's this at or that at. What you need to understand is, besides episodes, how I do things is usually I like to have a bunch of stuff on private. So that way, if I get... There was one time I got sick for a whole week. I couldn't do anything. That was like over a year ago. But I couldn't do nothing that week. That week. So, because my voice is all jacked up from coughing. So, like I said, I like to put a bunch of stuff on private, and I release some of the earliest stuff first that I've had. I've had some 19 Rumbles, and some of them I don't release automatically, but 25 I go from the earliest to basically the latest. A lot of times. Sometimes I'll skip over a couple and do one, but it's best that I do them in order. But stuff like 19 I'll just do every now and then. But Shaq is done. Galactus with the elimination there. So Galactus with a nice elimination on Shaq. And the Ox King going after Big Baby. Oh, look at the double team on Big Baby. And Big Baby is finished. And Big Baby is done. So good double team there. If you heard a little laugh in the background, that was my mom. She thinks Big Baby is hilarious. She came in the same room I was in and saw him. Because she just thinks he's funny. And he is funny. He's one of my favorites. He has been forever. And yeah, I didn't make him this year, but I'll probably edit that one. I'm not going to claim it for my own, of course, but I'll probably edit it and make it even a bigger baby. Because I like putting him at like 500 pounds. Oh, come on, Ox King. You're disgusting. Get Ox King out of here. I can't stand it. So annoying. We got He-Man's the smallest guy in this. Probably. So that you never would hear that in a conversation. He-Man's the smallest guy. Probably in this Rumble he is. So he's probably a little bit smaller than Bane is. But please get rid of the Ox King. He's so annoying. And yeah, hit him in the belly. Yes! Yes, thank you, Buffamonas. Someday I'll play your game. Someday I'll play it. And number 14 is Plankton. I know what you're thinking, but this is Buff Plankton. This is Buff Plankton. I know Plankton's usually small, but this is the buff version, and he's already getting known. He's definitely one of the smallest in here still. So, you know what? I probably shouldn't have put him in, because most versions of him I think are pretty small, like the size of an ant or a squirrel or something. But in this version, he's a super heavyweight, so yeah, it's anybody that's a super heavyweight's welcome. And number 15 is Dr. Robotnik. And wow, yeah, he's definitely one of the smallest too, but he was a super heavyweight, more on the weight side than the height. But that's really what matters, is the weight class that you put these guys in. That decides whether they're a super heavyweight or not. I don't know exactly the weight that it has to be, but when I was picking the people for this Rumble, I had to make sure they were all super heavyweights. So even though he's short, Penguin technically is a super heavyweight. So I don't have him in this, but it's not just tall people. He's probably one of the littlest in this Rumble also. What a crazy Rumble it has been. And He-Man, oh my goodness, with a nice headbutt. And Plankton going after the Ox King. Just get rid of him, please. Get rid of him. Oh my goodness, he never leaves. He never leaves this Rumble. And Colossus hanging in there also. Still. You know, I'm already not a big Goku fan. I've told you all about this, and some of you all can't accept it, and that's okay. I understand that you all like Goku. But you have to... I feel bad for Goku. Look at the woman he married, and I believe this is his father-in-law, too. I mean, terrible characters, and so annoying, especially Chi-Chi. Super annoying in Dragon Ball Z. And Colossus is finally done. He did a pretty good job, and Galactus joining them. So, it's a shame that the Ox King seems to be the standout right now. And He-Man is going to get an elimination on Buffamanus. So he's done. And come on, Peter. You got this. You have this. Come on, Peter. Oh, my goodness. Someone get in there and just tase him. I want him gone. I want him gone. Come on, Peter. Get rid of him. How hard can it be? I'd be coming out of that crowd and pulling his leg if I had to. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Peter Griffin with that beautiful elimination. Beautiful. And number 16 is the Hawk. And He-Man with the Superman punch. Look at the Hawk. Yeah, that did not work out well. And look at He-Man here, going after Peter Griffin. And number 17 is Red Hawk. Okay, I thought, man, I need to get my eyes checked. I thought it said Red Hook. It's like, or Red Hood. I was like, what? I didn't put Red Hood in here. And Red Hawk is here. So we have Green and Red Hawk here. Which I'm not a big fan of Red Hawk. He's kind of lame. You know, I don't get all this Hawk stuff. You know, She-Hawk, Red Hawk, and don't even get me started on Joe Fixit. Worst Hawk ever. And number 18 is Swamp Thing. What a fantastic Rumble this has been, and I always love the Super Heavyweights. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. We'll probably do another one later down the road. Might be months down the road we'll do another. But I love just letting the Super Heavyweights destroy one another. And He-Man, I mean, He-Man is one of the smallest ones here. And Dr. Robotnik. And 19 is Majin Buu, the big one. The big version of Buu. And look here. Majin Buu. Oh, man. He-Man came out of nowhere. And He-Man. Oh, okay. He-Man's good. He's really good. And I may have spoke too soon. Wow. He still made it. He does good in the Rumbles. And we got Notorious B.I.G. Which is, he's a super heavyweight also. And he just kicked Dr. Robotnik in the head. And then sits on him. That's nice. But Biggie Smalls, he's going to be the only, I believe, the only celebrity here in this Rumble. And number 21 is Snorlax. Oh my goodness. This ring's going to break if we continue to put these people in. And especially Snorlax, he's one of the biggest ones. And Majin Buu eliminates Dr. Robotnik. So Robotnik is done. Probably one of the smallest of the super heavyweights. I might have not put him in if I saw how small he was, but I mean, he's still super heavyweight, so it counts. I prefer some height also on some of these. And 22 is Wario. And Swamp Thing gets rid of He-Man, so He-Man is finished. He is done. And look at Boo. Oh my goodness. Going after Swamp Thing. Pretty hectic here of what's going on. And look at Majin. Oh man. There's like 3 versions of Boo. I think the kid is the most powerful. I really don't remember. I've only seen some of the Boo saga. So I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and then Crunchyroll only made certain episodes available in Japanese. So it was like, what is this? Like, what? And then I just got tired of it. Because but it's not like it was all in Japanese. It's like one episode, here's English. One episode, Japanese. Here's 2 more that are English. 3 more that are Japanese. It's like, what are we doing with the audio here? And we got the Kingpin in the house. I don't mind reading subtitles. I prefer, though, with Dragon Ball Z, I do prefer the dub. I do prefer that with that particular series. But I don't know why Crunchyroll had it like that. It's weird. I think their name's weird. Crunchyroll. And number 24 is Captain Underpants. He is here. And he did not bring his cape. I think Mitchell's been requesting this one for a while. He's a great character. He is a great character. He reminds me of the Big Baby some. And look at him punching Wario. But I don't know if you could come out with your cape or not. I thought you could. Yeah, Boo is. So I guess they had it on the entrance. They just didn't have it on the... Maybe the cape they used, they couldn't do. I don't know. But yeah, he's here finally. I like the... no offense to this creation. It's a good one. I like the 24 one. I think the 24 one was one of the best ones I've ever seen. And number 25 is Shao Kahn. My favorite. Psych. No, he's kind of grew on me. I'm not going to lie. I used to despise Shao Kahn. Now he's kind of... He's always been cool. Like his design. But one of my friends, we used to play Mortal Kombat all the time. And he would use Shao Kahn, and he would use this move that was basically... couldn't be blocked in Armageddon. Or it was hard to block. Or maybe I was just too dumb to block it. But... it really made me mad, and I always took it out on the character. So, that's the whole backstory why I didn't like Shao Kahn. I still think he's a cool design. And now looking at it, I don't like Shang Tzu. Shao Kahn's a cool villain, but Shang Tzu is... I just don't like him. And we lost Underpants and Majin Buu. They're both finished. Look at Snorlax here. Kingpin throwing him around. And Red Hawk gets eliminated by the Kingpin. So Kingpin with a nice elimination. Yeah, there's a cape there with Shao Kahn. So I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want the cape. Or there goes Wario. Swamp Thing eliminates him. I believe Snorlax is the one to beat right now. Yeah, Snorlax is done, so much for that. Really big one. He's one of the biggest ones that you can get, and the Thing is here at 26. And look at Shao Kahn. And the Thing battling. And the Thing just destroys Shao Kahn. Wow. That's just crazy. He's tough. I'm telling you, I've seen him in a couple of these Rumbles. I've had him in a couple that I've, shot today. And, he just won't go away. I just keep seeing him. And he's very tough in the Rumbles. Very tough. He doesn't always win, but he's tough. And Shrek is 27. So we got Shrek. So we got Swamp Thing and we got Shrek from the swamp. So Shrek is here. Him and his big green ogre head. Always killed me in Shrek. I love the first Shrek movie. I think it's one of the greatest animated movies ever. Always killed me in Shrek. For a candle, he used his earwax. And it's just so disgusting and so unsanitary. Using your earwax to make a candle. I always noticed that detail and how gross that was. And 28 is the Blob. Oh my goodness, he's a big guy. The Blob is here. And look at the Thing. Nobody's big enough for the Thing. And I noticed some of the ones like Snorlax and Shrek that have that head, that one head, it makes them a little bit bigger. And by the way, Slender Man will not be in this Rumble. They put him as a super heavyweight, but I feel guilty putting Slender Man in when his name is Slender. That does not belong with super heavyweight. 29 is Bane, so Bane is here. So I'm not going to put him in this, even though he is a super heavyweight. They put him as one. But just his name alone, I just don't want him in this one. And he's fun to use. He is tall, like these guys, but I didn't put him in this one, if you're wondering where he's at. And 30 is Beast. So Beast at 30. So a pretty good cast here. There's some people definitely missing that we would love to see, but they just haven't been created yet. Bane's one of the smallest guys here. So is Beast. And Beast still in this thing. But we are down to 7. 7 remain in this Rumble. Who is going to take it? Is the question. And Kingpin has been eliminated, so Shrek takes care of him. They ain't pushing everybody off. And look at the Blob slamming Bane. And look at Shrek. Oh, wow. Oh, man. And the Blob hits him in the back. And Bane with an elimination. Wow, Bane's really standing out here. And we are now... Well, at least I thought he got an elimination. It looked like it. Is it Beast? Yeah, Beast is gone, so 30's done. That's always good. And we are now down to 5. And I believe Swamp Thing is the one to beat. He's been in the longest. look at Shrek slamming the Blob. And Bane with the clothesline. Oh, man, this is getting crazy. Who is going to win this thing? And everybody's just going after everybody. Nobody gives each other a chance to get the elimination. And look at Shrek here. Look at this. Oh, my goodness, with the choke slam. Now the Blob going after him. I love these super heavyweight rumbles. They're just nuts. And the way this is going, it's probably going to be the longest one we've had all year for 25. Because they're hard to eliminate. The only thing that makes it a little bit better is, you know, they're all super heavyweights. And Swamp Thing and Shrek battling both from the swamp. And the Blob. Man, these guys will not leave. Nobody's getting the edge over anybody right now. And it's going to be a matter of time before somebody is eliminated. But where they're so big, it just makes it so hard. And the Thing, he's just so dumb, too, on top of it. You know. Because he had a great opportunity to get rid of Swamp Thing. And, oh, what a nice, double takedown on Shrek. We're down to these final 5. And Shrek's in trouble. Uh-oh. The Thing gets rid of Blob, and there goes Shrek. Now we're down to 3. So, Bane, the Thing, and Swamp Thing. Got too many things going on. No pun intended. Well, that was technically a pun that was intended, so what am I saying? And, uh-oh. Oh, I want to see this showdown thing. Oh, come on. I want to see Thing versus Thing. And we're down to 3. What a great showdown. Bane's the littlest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, look at this. What is he doing? This disgusting swamp creature. Get rid of him. I've never seen Swamp Thing. I need to check that out. I mean, they kind of canceled the show. But hopefully DC brings him back in the mix. I never even knew about him until a couple years back. And there he goes. So it's going to be Bane versus the Thing instead. And look at the Thing. Oh my goodness. Combos. Bane versus the Thing. Let's do this. One of these two is going to win. Who is going to take it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This does not look good. Oh, man. And look at this. I expected something else, but okay. And yeah, Bane just got owned. Bane was like one of the smallest guys in this Rumble. Dr. Robotnik was probably the smallest, and Bane was the like second smallest guy in the Rumble, which is crazy. Of course, he didn't juice himself, but Bane wins, and you're not going to WrestleMania, and there's not a thing you're gonna do about it. Don't point at the sign. Don't point at the sign. Don't. You're not going. You're not going. There's no way you're going. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed it. What a great Rumble. The thing is really dominant, and I don't know if by the time you see this, if we started the tournament or not. Probably not. But if you have this guy on your team, he's legit. He's a legit problem for anybody in his path. I mean, he's a really good character. And whoever made him did a great job. It's probably in my top 10, 25 creations this year. Probably top 10. Maybe top 5. I love this character. He can be annoying, but it's because he's so good. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. Thank you all for dropping by. This might have been one of the longest Rumbles we did, but it wasn't that long. So I'm still completely fine with it. And we got a lot more Rumbles coming, and hopefully by the time you see this, we'll have some episodes out, or we'll have some episodes at least on the way. I've been having a lot going on here lately, so I'm trying to get whatever I can out, and Rumbles are always easier. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. Thank you.